What up, nigga? It's your boy Philosko here, and today I'm going to make a quick video about Brooklyn. Video shouldn't be too long, but a lot of people have questions about Brooklyn neighborhoods. They want to know where it's safe to live, because you know what the stereotypes are of Brooklyn. You know, a lot of ghettos, because you know this is where most of the gangster rappers come from Brooklyn. You know, you got Biggie Smalls, Jay-Z, Fabulous. A lot of these guys, they come from Brooklyn. And people, I guess they see it as one big ghetto. And when you watch movies, you see the black guys in Brooklyn. It's very dangerous and scary, blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to teach you a little trick to know if you're living in the hood or you're going to live in the hood. And this is what I've taught everybody. I've taught everybody in my classes about the bad neighborhoods. And it's easy to know if you're in a bad neighborhood or most likely in a bad neighborhood because of Prospect Park. So let me show you. Okay. This is a crime map. So see, this is crime in Brooklyn in the last, what, like 2-3 months? Okay, so all the little black guys, all the little black guys, well, it was actually a guy wearing black, is like robbery. And all the fists, like the fist, like you see my fist right here, that's like a fight. And all the, target marks, those are shootings. All those are shootings. So yeah, it's kind of crazy in Brooklyn. But let me teach you a little trick. You see this right here where it says Widster Terrace? Right here? What the fuck am I doing? I have the mouse right here. Right here? All of this is Prospect Park. Right there. All this going on. Prospect Park. Now, what I taught people in my classes is that if you are looking to live on the right side of Prospect Park, you are most likely going to live in a ghetto if you're in Brooklyn. So see Prospect Park right there in the middle, smack dab. Cover it. The right of it is usually ghetto. The east of it and the northeast of Prospect Park is usually ghetto, and there's a lot of crime. But what I told them is that if you go to the west side of Prospect Park, sure, there's not that much space, but crime is much more spread. There's not that many shootings at all. Not that many shootings. Maybe some robberies, a few fights here and there, but the shootings are much less. But when I move my hand, good Lord, you can see what I'm talking about. But the southeast of Brooklyn, okay, I gotta move this. No, don't tell them what happened. On the southeast of Brooklyn is a little different. You know, when you go south, it's spread out. And this is where all the Russians are. Down here, this is where the Russians love to live. They like to be down here. They like to be in Sheepshead Bay. They love it. And Kings Highway right here. That's where all the Russians are. The Russians like the south of Brooklyn. They really, really, really like it. And that's where I would say maybe 90% of them are. A lot of them are there. And that's basically it for this. It's pretty simple. Just basically the east of the park, a little bit north, but a little bit south, and northeast is pretty dangerous of the park. So when you're looking at neighborhoods, you want to avoid going east and southeast of the park. You can get north. You can get like northwest of the park or directly north of the park. Don't be scared of that. But avoid like just the eastern half. You really want to avoid it because that's where the ghettos and the crime is. And just in case you're wondering, where am I from? Well, I was always somewhere in this area. I think I was born and raised over here. Might have moved over here. But before I left, I was on the good side. I was like over here. This is where I lived right before I left, in the house, on the good side. We had a really good neighborhood, very nice, many different kinds of people. And yeah, that's basically it. So Brooklyn is a great place to live. We have like 2.5 million people there. It's very big. But now you know where the Russians are. Now you know where not to live. Well, you can live anywhere you want. I'm not telling you not to live there because you're going to die. I'm just saying if you want to live comfortably, that's basically how it is. Because in Russia, here in Moscow, it's like the further away you get from the center, it's like considered more dangerous. But it's not like that in Brooklyn or New York City at all. One street can be safe and the next street could be dangerous. Like that. Like that. I can't explain the most perfect example in history. Where I lived in Brooklyn, there was a street like 5 years ago and back. It was known for being so dangerous. And what was so interesting about it, this little street named Argyle where a lot of poor people lived. If you cross the street, it's nothing but houses that cost like $1 million or millions of dollars. And it was so nice. It was so nice to have their own security and everything. But you cross one street, you're probably going to get robbed and you can even be killed. Just one street. And I am not exaggerating. So that is how crazy it is in New York. Just one street, the neighborhood could change. The odds of you living can change. So it's wild. But since then, Argyle Street, where I lived in Brooklyn, has gotten a whole lot better. So I'll give them credit. I was even there with my girlfriend and stuff a few times. When I was dating this German girl, we walked there a lot to see my grandmother and stuff. So even at night. So it's definitely good now. But like 5-6 years ago, yo, me and my friends walked in that street one time and we all got robbed. One time we tried it, we all got robbed instantly by 4 guys. Instantly. So it was that bad. And that's basically it, man. Brooklyn, big. Be safe. Avoid the east side of the park if you want to be comfortable. But the north and the west side and the southeast and the southwest, it should be pretty good. And if you want to be with the Russians, go all the way south. They're all there. And that's basically it. Later.